It is never a boring day in crypto, with the overall market having these tremendous upside swings. And then, of course, we do have the panic selling, the overall impulsive trading of retail to get shaken out whenever there is a major headline that is negative or even positive as well. And that's exactly what's been happening over the last roughly, 2-3 weeks now. We have been seeing the market chop, and when we start to see scary headlines where there's billions of dollars and there's massive amounts of Bitcoin and things like that included in it, all of a sudden you do have the retail crowd shaken up and shaken out. And mix in manipulation from institutions, and guess what? You have a perfect recipe for the overall market shakeout event to unfold. And that's exactly what we've been witnessing. So, with that being said, we're going to be addressing it. We're going to be talking about it. So welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's dive on in and let's talk about a few things. Number one, the market cap of crypto is sitting just around almost $3.2 trillion. Fear and greed back down to 43. This is actually a very interesting level because if we actually look at the all-time chart, since going all the way back to July of 2023, for an example, we are now at the lowest level on this chart since going all the way back to October. This is what we want to see. This is a market sentiment reset. The entire sentiment around the space is reset, and now retail isn't even thinking about things. They're not talking about how Gary Gensler steps down in 10 days. They're not talking about this pro-crypto admin that's about to take office in 10 days. They're not talking about the pro-crypto Congress that just, took office. And they're not talking about the major shift that's been happening around the institutional side. In fact, all they're focused on is the chart. They're probably refreshing their portfolio. They're looking at the red. They're saying, wow, this is scary. You might even have some people panic selling. This is perfect for the overall market. I get it. It sucks to see people missing out. It sucks to see people getting shaken out. But this is crucial. It's needed for the market to really kind of have that major bounce to the upside. Because as we do start to climb to the upside, all of a sudden, you start to see the flood come back in. The FOMO is hitting in a big way. But even as we do look at Bitcoin, right, we have the last 7 days. We swung as low as roughly 91.3K. This is what the 1 month looks like, and this is what the 1 year looks like. Again, this is clear chop. It's very clean. You can see it on the chart. It's very clear that this is chop. Even XRP in the last 7 days, the last 1 month, and even the last 1 year, we're just kind of chopping. We're waiting for that next big move to the upside. And even as we really look at the daily on Bitcoin, guys, there's really nothing to be concerned about here. The daily candle closes is what's crucial to focus on. And as you guys can see on these daily candle closes, still at those higher lows, if we're focusing on this price action back here in roughly the end of November. Our daily candle closes, the body close is what we're looking at. And as you guys can see, the candle bodies are above those lows. So far, nothing too concerning. And even the wick itself is slightly still higher than this wick back in November. Now, the big thing to focus on is the midline flip. The midline flip is about 98K. We want to see this level reclaimed on this chart. And then after that, we really kind of retest the high for a potential breakout to retest 108.4K. But we want to see this happen pretty quick, right? We want to see a strong impulse move to the upside form. That will most likely happen by the middle of this month. We'll have to watch, wait, and see. We might even have to wait until the 20th. We might just chop until then. But outside of Bitcoin, right, like Bitcoin still looks very good here. If you're looking at like the 12-hour as well, you can clearly see there's a lot of support right around roughly like 92.5K for an example. So everything is still good on Bitcoin in terms of the structure. As for XRP, XRP has been playing into what we have been waiting for a very long time. It's finally playing out perfectly. As you guys can see, we did hit my lows right around $2.20. I was expecting this low to be hit. So far, we have bounced off of it. Nothing too crazy just yet. But I'm still expecting this thing to chop a little bit before ultimately breaking out to the upside. retesting that trend line, and then continuing to $4 plus. Again, this is going to take a little bit of time. Right now, the crucial thing to focus on is just patience. But it's kind of insane when you look and you zoom out on some of these charts, like on the daily. Guys, on the daily, XRP's overall support around $2.27 or so has yet to actually break. This thing has been holding strong, and we have 4 daily candle body closes basically. Today will be the 4th one if we do close at this level. That's going to be 4 candle body closes right around this level, which means that we are building a floor here. This is lovely to see on XRP. In terms of Bitcoin, even on the daily, you can see the candle body closes here. On the weekly, also very clear, right? There's a lot of support right around roughly, 93.5K on this chart. But I've also been looking at some of the additional charts like the monthly. These higher time frames are very, very crucial to focus on because just like we saw back here in terms of this bull flag formation, we're starting to form a bull flag up here as well, which means our next big move here should take us to the top on Bitcoin, which is going to be very exciting to see if we're expecting the top to be around like 140 to 160K. But we'll have to watch, wait, and see when it comes to, the official top. But outside of this, right, we have been getting shaken up by mainstream media. Over 655 million was liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the past 24 hours. I think that this actually started to grow into like the billions. There was quite a bit of volatile moves all day yesterday. But it did happen over the course of like 48 hours, all the way into the 10th, right? And a lot of this was because of the DOJ, right? So the DOJ got approved for their $6.5 billion Bitcoin sale. This goes all the way back to Silk Road. I mean, this is a long time thing. And we already knew about this, but it feels as though, retail doing what retail typically does, which, yes, I understand that we are retail investors as well. We're just a little bit more, open-eyed to what's happening. But retail did overreact. We actually have here like 2.3 million views, 11,000 likes. Like, retail is focused on what's happening. And again, this is 6.5 billion. That's a lot of money, right? 69,370 Bitcoin. Oh, that's surely going to nuke the markets, right? Guys, it's kind of comical on how this market reacts. And even over here, we actually have a complete breakdown. We have interesting situation less than 2 weeks away from the new admin who vowed to not sell. And a federal judge ruled December 30th that DOJ can sell 69,000, almost 70,000 Bitcoin seized from Silk Road Darknet Marketplace, officials confirmed. A years-long ownership dispute over the seized Bitcoin ended after Battleborn Investments lost its bid to delay the sale. The group had claimed ownership through a bankruptcy estate and recently lost a related FOIA case seeking to reveal the identity of individual X who originally surrendered the Bitcoin. Battleborn's attorneys called it another egregious example of the DOJ's abuse of the civil asset forfeiture process, claiming the government relied on procedural trickery to make sure that the facts are never heard. The DOJ cited Bitcoin's price volatility in pushing for permission to sell the assets. When asked about the next steps, the DOJ spokesperson said that the government will proceed further consistent with the judgment in this case. So the overall value of this is currently around roughly 6.5 billion or so. But we already knew about this, right? Like, why is retail panicking about this? Because this got approved back in October. In fact, on October 8th, this got completely approved. And now we're just, seeing it happen officially in real time. And all of a sudden, retail is panicking about this, which leads to those that are trying to leverage trade that don't have experience. All of a sudden, they're getting liquidated, which just cascades in the market. But on top of this, right, we also had Coinbase. Their service outage happened as well. This was a big deal. This is a big problem. On top of Coinbase going down, which caused a little bit more panic, we also have been hearing about these viruses now that could potentially become, a much bigger issue. They could become a pandemic. Even over here, we have, more headline articles, CNBC. So as we really kind of look at what's going on here, it just feels as though the entire environment around crypto and even around like the macroeconomic outlook has been extremely bearish, which means, as we really look at these cascades in this space, when we start to see the major sell-offs and we see fear and greed almost hitting fear levels, for the first time since going all the way back to like September 6th, I'm getting very, very bullish. I'm getting very bullish at this current moment in time because, again, look at what's about to happen. Gary Gensler stepping down in 10 days. A pro-crypto admin taking office in 10 days. We already have the pro-crypto Congress. So what do you think is honestly going to happen? And not to even mention the fact that, we really look at what's been happening in the last couple of days. For an example, Standard Chartered to offer Bitcoin and crypto custody services in Europe. This is, an asset manager that has almost over, almost $1 trillion in terms of their assets under management, which is insane. On top of this, we also saw a big deal. This was on January 8th, 5.4 trillion asset manager Fidelity. This is a huge deal, by the way, says nation states and governments will be the next significant investors that might add Bitcoin to their portfolio. Again, Fidelity is literally saying this. Insane. And then also, last but not least, we do have Morgan Stanley saying that their E-Trade platform is potentially exploring offering crypto trading. So all of the institutions are lining up. The entire landscape for crypto is changing in the US to ultimately embrace it and accept it for what it is. Yet we're supposed to sit here and get shaken out because of the DOJ selling Bitcoin. Or, we're supposed to get shaken out because there could potentially be a new pandemic rising. Like, to me, I don't see the reason for this at all. And I feel like Mario Nawfal put it perfectly. We have Bitcoin shakes off FUD, no peak in sight, just a reset. Yes, this is exactly what it is. A complete market reset. Bitcoin's dropped to 92K, got the space buzzing, but on the on-chain vibe, say that this ain't the top. Despite bearish noise, none of the 30 peak signals like the MVRV and RSI 22 are flashing. Spot ETF outflows hit 569 million, and the DOJ's 6.5 billion Bitcoin sale fueled volatility, but analysts call it short-term noise. The bottom line, dips like this could be loading zones for what's next. Stay level. And yeah, that's exactly what this could very well be. Again, we're focusing on the landscape here. The entire landscape around crypto is changing. Meanwhile, the sentiment is completely resetting. That's exactly what this is. Even right now, I see so many people getting bearish on XRP. Guys, in the last year, we're up 300%. I get it, right? The last day, the last 7 days, and the last 1 month were pretty flat. The last year, we're up 308%. Why are we even concerned? Look at the last 90-day percentages for like HBAR, up 441%. XLM up 330, almost 4%. XRP in the last 90 days, 322%. Like, why are we panicking at all? There's no reason to be panicking. There's no reason to be bearish. This is short-term consolidation. It's getting very boring. I understand. And during the boring times, we have retail being very impatient. All of a sudden, they see one big, scary headline article, and boom, the liquidity or the liquidation cascade happens. So just focus on what really matters here. Right now, I feel like all of this is just a market reset, and it's basically just manipulation of price action. It's as simple as that. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.